Hello everyone and welcome back to CookieRun Breakout with Alzoy Galcone. So I got this comment from @evenlaw99 who requested a breakout run video on normal difficulty in Wandercrab. And rather than showing you the exact same combination of cookies, pets and treasures as in the hard video of this map, and obviously if you're interested in that, then the link will be at the top right of the screen. What I'm going to do is showing you a bunch of alternative strategy and a bunch of strategies that we used to do in this map. And one of those strategy that falls into the we used to do this strategy but we are not doing it anymore strategy is this one with Pastel Meringue Cookie. There was a previous strategy where you use next fruit cookie at the start of the run, but that strategy is quite tricky to do and it requires very tight timing to get the best score, and Pastel Meringue Cookies scores better than Snake Fruit Cookie anyway, so that's the reason why we changed into this strategy before we change it again as in the hard version of that video. Although after saying that, I have to put a disclaimer that there are some strategies which are exactly the same as in the hard video, simply because the strategy is so effective that we still use it even today, since the very start of the Wandercrab breakout map existed in this game. Or there was even older strategy. I think this is the first one we put on this part of the breakout map, and that is with sorbet shark cookie. You can actually see that strategy in motion by watching the first video that I did on this map, and obviously the link will be at the top right of the screen. So Pastel Meringue Cookies, there is no strategy that involves in this particular run. All you need to do is you run it perfectly, and by perfectly I mean no crashing nor falling into the abyss down below. And apparently the same rule applied in the normal difficulty as in the hard difficulty, which is the cookies health got boosted in terms of the reduction of health. I mean, it's not like they have no health. I mean, they still have like 300 to 320 hit points, but it's just the rate of the reduction of the hit point is getting increased. I think at the very stage it's like 10%, but then when you go later on in like the final stages and like second to last stage, it goes from like 10% to 70%, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it makes sense as like people hardly wanted to do breakout runs anymore simply because it takes 20 cookies to run, which is absolutely very long. I mean, if I didn't edit this video, the entire video will be just like 3 hours long of me trying to find the right combination and doing perfect runs without crashing nor falling and stuff like that. So much so that I might have to reconsider live streaming for the very first time playing this game on this channel. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, then be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell so you won't miss out anything that I put on this channel. Everything is free, you don't need to pay, and by subscribing you make this channel grow and flourish even more, which makes me happy so I can create more content for you to watch. So yeah, Habanero Cookie, second cookie. And fun fact, we actually still use Habanero Cookie as the second cookie. This is one of those strategies that we still keep it to this very day, since the very start of Wandercrab. And one thing that I changed in this particular run is the Champion treasure. I changed it with the, I kind of forget what's the name of the treasure, but it's the rare treasure that resurrect cookies if you collect a bunch of bear jellies. And yeah, I need it because throughout my experiment I just couldn't able to do Habanero Cookies trick for the final time before the last kill. Obviously if you can manage to do it, then this strategy will become better. Just replace the rare treasure, the rare one, with the Champion, just like I said, and then you're good to go. And if I have used Snake Fruit Cookie, this will be the place that I will die, like Habanero Cookie runs out of HP. But since I'm using Pastel Meringue Cookie at the very start, that's not to be the case. So here comes the trick that I failed to do it. So the idea is you need to time Habanero Cookie's jump in such a way that the Habanero Cookie's pet be able to do the skill of laying an egg, which creates a little bit of health, and that gap of little bit of health is what we need in order to make Habanero Cookie do the last skill. It sounds complicated, and it is, I have to admit. I mean, I have to equip that rare treasure just because I just couldn't pull it off no matter what I did. So if you somehow manage to pull it off without the rare treasure, then you can exchange the rare treasure with the Songpyeon treasure. So the third cookie to run, Herb Cookie. We still use Herb Cookie to this very day, although about the pet, the Papa Bird, which I use for this particular run, we don't use that anymore. And even if you didn't have Magma Bird all the way into the maximum level, you can have two options. So the first option is to use other pet that has the ability to resurrect the cookie. For example, Whipped Cream Cookie's pet, the Rosette, and the Sugar Glass Cookie's pet. That's basically the two options. Or, oh yeah, there's the third option, which is by using Fig Cookie's pet. I will explain the reason why we do not use Magma Bird anymore, but it will be quite a while later on. But definitely I will explain it to you when that happens. So if that is the case, then why I'm showing you this run with Herb Cookie and Magma Bird as the pet? Well, simply because this run is a mixture between the old, the alternative, and the newest strat that we are currently using. And also there's one part that I have to create the strat myself. And oh yes, I forgot, there's one more alternative that I just remembered right now, which is using Herb Cookie's original pet. But for now, I'm just going to stay silent until there is a bunch of stuff that needs to be pointed out. So then, the fourth cookie, Walnut Cookie. This strategy is into the realms of we just recently added into the strategy, simply because Walnut Cookie received a bit of a buff during the update where Long the Shard Cookie and Cappuccino Cookie got introduced into the game. The old strategy requires you to use a String Gum Cookie and then equip him with a red egg of resurrection, because that treasure allows String Gummy Cookie to do one last skill for the final time before the cookie runs out of HP. But even then, that also requires a bit of trickery in the cookie movement. And if you watch the video that I did on this map on the hard difficulty, you might have noticed that I didn't use Lobster Cookie anymore. And that's simply because that strategy was taken out of the meta quite recently. I think it was like a week ago or so. And it got replaced with Almond Cookie, and then we equip him with the Magic Compass just in order to make Almond Cookie able to collect all of these Rainbow Berry Jellies. And you might have noticed that despite entering the stage where there is a lot of Rainbow Berry Jellies to collect, we don't use it for now, and the simple reason is because we have E-Z camera, which destroys every obstacles in the field, and also collecting all the rainbow berry jellies. And since at this very part of stage 3 doesn't require a very complicated movement, so this is the reason why we don't equip magic compass for Walnut Cookie at the moment. And besides, at the early stage of this particular map, there is a lot of this mystery green jellies to be collected, especially with EZ camera, which makes the job a lot easier. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that I need to say about this strategy. Let's move on into the next one. Yes, Lobster Cookie and his ability, which makes this job like a lot easier. So the idea of this strategy is pretty simple. All you need to do is use Lobster Cookie's ability to collect all of these beefed up rainbow berry jellies, simply because I equipped the treasure on the right side, and that treasure is for boosting the score that you get if you collect these rainbow berry jellies. And this strategy might sound simple, but it isn't, simply because there is a bit of tight timing at the end of the run, in which we have to time Lobster Cookie to be able to do his skill for the final time before Lobster Cookie's HP runs out. But I wasn't being able to pull it off in this particular run, simply because the timing, it's like a complete perfect pixel. Otherwise, I have to restart the run, and then this video will never be available on the YouTube, simply because it's just way too long and me just stressing out to get that particular part. And if you're using Lobster Cookie, make sure that you are able to have quite a bit of health, simply because the last part of the trick on this map requires you to get the final potion, like the huge potion at the end of this particular map. Otherwise, you have to like restart the entire run. Yeah, that just shows you just how difficult the Lobster Cookie strategy was. And if I'm using the old Lobster Cookie strategy, I will be sweating bullets right now, simply because at this time I've already used Lobster Cookie's ability, which is he can resurrect himself. But at this point, most likely Lobster Cookie will die and then not being able to get that particular potion. So I have to restart the entire run once again. And that was like one of the most annoying experience in this map. Anyway, that stage is passed, so all I need to do is just time Lobster Cookie's skill perfectly at the end of the run. And so in order to do the skill for the final time like this one, and I hope I get it though, it's quite close, and go. So double jump again, and there you go, I've completed it. So I need to do the exact same thing like that, but this time there can be no resurrection again, because I've already used Lobster Cookie's ability. So let's just see why this strategy is so complicated and so difficult to execute. So I'm currently doing Lobster Cookie's final ability. Now I have to do it again with that amount of health. So 3, 2, come on, there's too much jump here, too much obstacle to 1, and I failed it. Because the timing has to be so perfect, but I didn't get the perfect timing for this one. So yeah, I'm not going to try it again and then like waste another 30 minutes to do so. Now let's just move on into the next cookie, which is Chili Pepper Cookie. So as the 6th runner, this strategy was actually pretty new. We used to have a strategy with the Hydrangea cookie, but the thing is though, using Hydrangea cookie strategy, it's so complicated and so crazy in terms of its difficulty. It's basically a pixel perfect kind of trick that you need to pause the game and then unpause the game and then pause the game and then unpause the game several times just in order to get the right frame. And I don't want to make this breakout run way too difficult than it already is, because running with 20 cookies and finding ways to not colliding and crashing or falling into the abyss down below is already hard enough. So I'm not going to put that strategy in here. If you want to watch that particular strategy play out, you can watch Boxican's channel, and he used to do that kind of trick quite consistently. So I'm just not being able to have that kind of patience unlike he did. So yeah, shout out to him and other top runners out there who use Hydrangea cookie strat in this particular part of the map. And if I'm not mistaken, we also use Peppercorn Cookie at some point in this particular map, but because the discovery of that crazy Hydrangea strategy, that everybody uses that strategy, and that Peppercorn Cookie strategy gets forgotten quite quickly. So much so that I don't even quite remember what the treasure set was. So right now you might have noticed that chili pepper cookies health depletes very quickly, and that's because of the game. It's not because of chili pepper cookie having like a very little amount of health. It's just the rate of the game reduce the cookie's health is very quickly. I think right now it's about like 15% in the 7th cookie. Sorry, as even in the 6th cookie, it still drains 15% faster. And yeah, I do remember about Peppercorn Cookie's strategy. And the only reason I remember this strategy exists is because I post on Facebook on the CookieRun International community. If I'm not mistaken, that's the fan page of this game. And I posted a run result of 10.5 million points. And that was at the time where this strategy exists. So that's the only reason why this strategy exists, and I can show you in the video format instead of just like a photograph of the result screen. So about Peppercorn Cookie strategy, fun fact, we actually didn't use Peppercorn Cookie in this particular place. So when the Long Shot Cookie and Cappuccino Cookie was released, we used Peppercorn Cookie as the second to last runner, and she ran during the last part of the second to last stage and also the early part of the final stage. But instead of using her pad combination, we actually use a sugar glass cookies pad, just because that pad grants more points than the original pad that she has, which is what I'm showing you right here. And with that out of the way, I'm going to stay silent once again, and I'll see you on the next cookie who will be running on this map. So then, the 8th runner, Blue Slushy Cookie. I made this video just before Sugar Swan Cookie came out, so no Sugar Swan Cookie in this video. So before Blue Slushy Cookie is in the game, if I'm not mistaken, so correct me if I'm getting it wrong in the comment section down below, We used to run this particular part of the map with Roguefort Cookie, and that is assuming that somehow the player got the Hydrangea Cookie strat correctly, that crazy strat which requires a pixel perfect kind of trick. And here I am recording this right now as I'm trying to figure out what the 8 cookie that was running on this particular stage at the time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Sugar Glass Cookie, simply because she's always been very good at breakout stages. And that's pretty much it in terms of Blue Slushy Cookie strategy on this particular map. Obviously there is another treasure alternative, and you can check it out by watching the hard version on this particular map. Yes, the 9th cookie to run on this particular video, Spinach Cookie. This is one of those strategy where it got removed quite recently. So this is one of those strategy where it got thrown out recently, but because this run is all about the mixture of the old and the alternative and the new one, so this strategy stays. And Spinach Cookie, yeah, this is actually one of those strategies that appeared in day 1, simply because at the time, just before the season 8 update, Spinach Cookie got a brand new super epic costume, and that is why we are using her at the very first part of Wandercrab. Wow, that's an amazing recovery that I just did. So at this moment, Spinach Cookie should run out of health, but the problem is because we use Herb Cookie and Magma Bird as the pet at the early part of the run, this is the result. So this is why we do not use Magma Bird anymore, and instead we choose running with Herb Cookie's original pet, or cookies that has the ability to resurrect cookies that has like no health, such as Sugar Glass Cookie or Fig Cookie's pet and whipped cream pet. There we go. That's quite a bit of mouthful. And also because Magma Bird has the ability to boost the cookie's running speed for a while, and that is actually the reason why we do not use Magma Bird anymore, because the boosting effect actually hurts us as the player to get the most optimum score. Anyway, let's just move on into the next cookie that is scheduled to run in this video. So, 10 cookie, Lollipop Cookie. This strategy with her has already exists since the start of Wandercrab, but because of Magma Bird, I essentially start in the wrong place, and I should have started with a Lollipop Cookie much earlier. And this is the reason why even today, even the meta is still Lollipop Cookie. So Lollipop Cookie is a very good cookie if there are lots of berry jellies to collect, and top runners usually score more than 1 billion points easily with Lollipop Cookie, because the power and the treasure that we equip is just so broken. Ideally at this point Lollipop Cookie should have no health remaining, because the next part involves a lot of destruction based cookie, and sadly Lollipop Cookie is not known for its destructive capability, and this is the reason why it takes so long to create a breakout video, simply because you have to figure it out which cookie do I need to use and which path should I use, and will those combinations affect other combinations in the future part of the run, and if is there any strategy that requires a lot of attention. For example, you have to jump 2 times before getting the final skill, or equipping with a very specialized treasure, and so on and so on. And coming right up is a strategy that is not exactly the first one that we came up with in this particular part of Wandercrab, but it is the second one, and I'll explain it more when I arrive at that particular part. So, lemon cookie time, and you might think to yourself that because we use lemon cookie at this particular part of the map, we are using a lemon cookie for a very long time, and the answer is no. This was actually the second strategy that we discovered. The first strategy that we use is by using purple yam, and then that strategy got changed quite quickly actually, and then it got changed with lemon, because lemon just received like a huge buff, especially in terms of getting a brand new diamond rank and also the rainbow rank tile. I've actually covered those two videos, and you can check it out by clicking the link at the top right of the screen. So anyway, I'm going to stay silent for quite a while now, because from this point on until like the 15th cookie, which is, spoiler alert, is popping candy cookie, every single strategy from here on in will be exactly the same. So it will be kind of pointless to explain pretty much everything that is already explained in the hard difficulty video. So yeah, enjoy the rest of this video for quite a while before I narrate this thing again. So yeah, finally I can narrate this video once again, because every single strategy, like from Lemon, from Scorpion, from Fond Dino and Cherry Blossom Cookie, all of them is basically the same since from the very beginning. But now here's another alternative strategy compared to the one that we currently using. So in the current version we are using Cappuccino Cookie. But before Cappuccino Cookie got released into the game, this is the strategy that we used to do. So we are using Poppy Candy Cookie, but we equip him with Rosette, which is the whipped cream cookies pet. And the reason why we use whipped cream cookies pet is this pet's ability to resurrect the cookie once the hit points reach 0. And if we are using the pet which Popping Candy comes equipped with, then it wouldn't be very good in terms of scoring, and also it's quite bad. Actually, it's like one of the worst at this moment pet in the game. It's like the equivalent of Sorbet Shark pet. Yeah, Sorbet Shark pet's actually pretty terrible when it was launched, but thankfully recently that got buffed, so it's not as bad as it used to be. But still, that reputation that Sorbet Shark Cookies pet had, it is a legendary reputation in the community due to being just how bad that actually is. So this was the reason why we were using Rosette as popping candies combination, because if we were to use popping candies pad, we will simply run out of health over there and we won't be able to maximize popping candy cookies potential in this breakout, because it turns out that combining these two cookies ends up with the equivalent of using sugar glass cookie, but without actually using sugar glass cookie. And speaking of sugar glass cookie, she is very important. In fact, in this particular video, she's going to be the final runner. So yeah, that's just how much important she is. And come to imagine it, I mean, that cookie has been in the game for the last, I don't know, 2 years. She appears in the 5th anniversary of it, and yeah, almost 2 years actually, and she's still very good in terms of breakout mode. And next up, the 16th cookie. I know this video is so long simply because this breakout video is so long, especially on Wandercrab. Anyway, it's Baguette time. And in my experience, Baguette Cookie can be quite inconsistent in the terms of the results. Sometimes she can be an absolute monster and scoring more than 500 million points, but other times she can only do 300, so I hope that I got the good experience with this one. Simply because there is one massive trick that could make her score like 70 million points more compared if you didn't manage to do this trick, and it's basically you do the double jump trick at the end of the run. I will show you how to do it in this particular video. And coming right up is the skill for the final time, and jump, there you go. It's a very tight timing, and if you didn't manage to do that, you will lose like 70 million points, which is quite bad, and there is no way to gain that position unless you completely restart the entire run. But thankfully we do not use this strategy anymore. We already replaced it with Gim Cookie, and unlike with Baguette Cookie, with Gim Cookie there is no complicated strategy that you need to do. You just need to run it perfectly as usual. But now it's Potato Cookie's turn, and this is also one of the main strategy that was actually changed because we moved the Potato Cookie much earlier in the run in the hard version. And I could be wrong with this one, but I think at some point we exchange Potato Cookie with Kiwi Cookie because Kiwi Cookie provides better speed. Correct me if I'm wrong about this one though, because if I'm not mistaken, that strategy got changed quite quickly into Potato Cookie that I'm currently using now. And now I'm going to take a break until the next cookie, Roguefort Cookie, takes the turn for the run. Alright, it's showtime with Roguefort Cookie. And after saying that, this is a brand new strategy that we are currently using. The previous strategy we are using Butterbear Cookie, and yeah, it was very time consuming because Butterbear Cookie didn't have the kind of extravagant skill that Roguefort Cookie has. All Butterbear Cookie does, the skill, was just basically picking up material for the dolls that he creates, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, and also the placement to start Butterbear Cookies are like in the wrong position, so even if I did start with the Butterbear Cookie, I don't think that I will get a good result compared to this one. And besides, Butterbear Cookies start should have taken at least 2/3 on the way at this stage, where there's these little annoying obstacles, what I will call it the small lightning, because these things are very small, they're very hard to avoid, they are also very difficult to spot, and the cookies takes a lot of damage if you somehow manage to crash into these obstacles. And there are plenty of them, and not just like one or two, and they happen. I think we are currently at almost that point though, so yeah, it's actually quite concerning. But thankfully we don't need to use Butterbear Cookies anymore, and at least that part can be slightly softened up. And oh, I got it wrong, I got it completely wrong on the landing sector right there. What I should have done is let Roguefort Cookie fall to the ground, and that caused all of those green mysterious jellies to just being absorbed into him, and that way I will make a better score. Anyway, second to last cookie that is used for this particular run, Gim Cookie, and this strategy is actually pretty brand new. People found it quite recently, as by the time I record this video, it was like 4 or 5 days ago, so it's like one of the newest strat in the game actually. And yeah, previously we run with peppercorn cookies in this stage, and also with sugar glass cookies pad, and that part is also at some point being the last combination to run on Wandercrab. And also another alternative that I told you, well, it's Butterbear Cookie. I just realized that Butterbear Cookie, you run it right here, and the reason why it took me so long to upload any kind of Wandercrab content, like the distance between the very first time I upload content about Wandercrab and then the updated run on the hard difficulty, is because of these obstacles right there. They are so silent, and you know, you have to like really do pay attention, and I really do make that part way easier than it should have been. I mean, put it this way, when I did make this video, it took me 30 minutes just to do this particular part. And with Gim Cookie out of the way, now it's time for the final cookie in this particular run, and I'm going to use Sugar Glass Cookie. And the reason why I'm using her is because she is still one of the best cookie in terms of breakout mode. And if you somehow didn't have Sugar Glass Cookie, then I highly do recommend you level her up, because you will not regret it. But if you are somehow managed to run out of gems trying to raise Sugar Glass Cookie, or in case you are using other cookies, well, there are some alternatives, but none of them are as good as Sugar Glass Cookie. For example, when we start this Wandercrab run, we used to run with Sea Fairy Cookie, believe it or not, and then the strategy got changed into, if I'm not mistaken, it was Peppercorn Cookie, but with Sugar Glass Cookie's pad. That allows Peppercorn Cookie to become Sugar Glass and like having lots of points to collect. But then it got changed when Abyss Monarch Cookie arrives. But the problem is Abyss Monarch Cookie has a magic candy that you need to max out in order to get the best potential result. So not a lot of people try that particular combination, and instead for free-to-play players, we are using the peppercorn, but we are using sugar glass cookies pad as the main backup, just like this one. And there is a leftover from this particular strategy. If you take a look at the right side of the treasure set, then you'll notice that the treasure is in the shape of a book, and that is the treasure that was introduced alongside Long the Shad Cookie and Cappuccino Cookie. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you somehow managed to watch this far until this part of this video, it will not take too long until Sugar Glass Cookie HP runs out. And yeah, she has like a third of her health remaining, but it won't be long until Sugar Glass Cookie has 0 health remaining. And after that, we'll take a look at the results. Finally, the run is done, and considering the fact that I'm getting 12 billion points, I'm actually pretty happy with the results, considering the fact that every time I start a run on Wandercrab, my goal has always been at least reaching 10 billion points at the end of the run. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is Altro Galcon signing it off, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time. And if you're wondering where I ended up at the end, well, here's the result. I am top 16% of the world.